Hey guys, welcome back to Magic TV. My name's Craig. It's Sunday. It's 9 o'clock. It's time for a review show special. But this is kind of a bit of a different review show special. This is not a review show special. This is me talking about my very first book, Absolute Madness. I've had so many people ask me about this book and what it is and so on and so forth. I thought the best way to do this would be to do a review show special on my book, Absolute Madness. Now, I will tell you that this is not a review. I wouldn't be able to review my
Might
own
be a
book.
bit biased.
I wouldn't be, this is amazing. Buy it. It's a million tulins. Like, that just wouldn't work, would it? I can't review it. However, I am planning a couple of videos on it. This is the first video where I just want to tell you about it and why you should buy it and what it contains, because I've had so many people ask me lots of questions about the book. The second thing that I'm going to do is in a couple of weeks, I'm going to do a mat test, a special mat test on Absolute Madness. And I'm going to basically take some of the tricks out of the book and full mat with them, which isn't difficult, but I'm still going to do it so you can see some of the performances from the book. So yeah, I will tell you now, this is available from Penguin. The only place you can get this currently is Penguin Magic. It's on pre-order at the moment. It's officially getting released, I think, on the 15th of March, I believe it is, or the 17th of March, one or the other. But it's on pre-order right now. Stocks are limited. We had these at Blackpool. So we had these at the Blackpool Magic Convention. I think we had a couple of hundred of them. And they sold out. You know, there were none left at the end of the convention, which was amazing. So if you picked one up at Blackpool, thank you so much for picking up my book. And this video is all about what it contains, what it is, and why you should buy it. And the first reason you should buy it is actually a really good price. I wanted to try and make sure that this was affordable for everybody. And some books are like really, really, really expensive. I believe this is like $50 or $55. So this is a very reasonably priced book, especially considering it's like 180 odd pages full of magic tricks. So first of all, the price is very, very good. Let me explain the history behind this book. You see, Penguin contacted me a couple of years ago and they said, how would you feel about doing a book? Because they want to do more books. As you know, they've released a lot of books recently. And I was like, yeah, I'd love to. The only problem is, I said, I'm not going to have time to write a book. I know what I've got time to do and what I haven't got time to do. You know, people say, how does Craig get so much done? I get so much done by doing a combination of three things. One is being hyper aware of what I'm capable of and what I'm not capable of. Two is judicious use of outsourcing and delegating. I mean, when I started Magic TV, I edited every single video myself. Now I don't do that. The man behind the camera does, right? So delegation, very, very important. And three is really kind of being protective of my time. And I said to the guys at Penguin, I said, I'd love to write a book. I would love nothing better than to have a book. But me writing it is just not going to happen. And they said, we thought you'd say that. So we've got a plan. The plan turned out to be Eric Tate, the bearded wonder himself. And the reason it was so awesome getting Eric involved is because he ghost-writ the whole book, which caused him to have to go into therapy because he had to get into my head for a very, very long time. And he has had to live in my head for a couple of years now. This has been a couple of years in the making, if not longer. And there were times when I was like, oh, this is never going to see the light of day. And I'm so glad it has, because I've always wanted my own book. But yeah, he wrote it all. So but I say he wrote it. It wasn't like I was like, yes, write a book and I will take credit for it. We went back and forth over a couple of years, discussing content, discussing what was going to be in there. He would send me a video going, right, I think we should include this. And I would do a full video. Like, he'd be like, right, I think we should have an essay on this subject. Do a video on this subject. I would then do a video on this subject and send it to him. And he'd be like, nah, I don't think that's good for the book. And I'm like, okay, so I've just spent 2 hours doing a video for no reason at all, Eric. Brilliant. What do you want now? Do a video on this. Are we going to use this one? We'll see. Thousands of videos back at, no, thousands is an exaggeration. Hundreds of videos back and forth, getting the right content for the book. Because both me and Eric said, we wanted this to be Magic TV in book form. Because let's be clear, I wouldn't be sitting here talking to you if it wasn't for Magic TV. I was more than happy being away from the Magic community, running this business. I was more than happy not being in the community. I stepped away 12 years ago, when the whole Red debacle happened, I walked away from the Wizard product review, I walked away from David Penn, I walked away from World Magic Shop, I walked away from the community, and I did not look back. And I built what I walked away with literally nothing. I was a very unsuccessful magician with a pregnant wife. And I walked away and I built this business up that you see here. You're not seeing much, you're seeing a whiteboard. It's more than a whiteboard. There's a lot more in this business than a whiteboard. There's more than one whiteboard, actually. We like whiteboards almost as much as we like spreadsheets. Michael, how much do we love spreadsheets?
There is a lot of spreadsheets.
There are too many fucking spreadsheets. Somebody point me to a t-shirt. I want to get Sarah a t-shirt. Let's make another spreadsheet. Like, our solution to any problem in this company is we'll make a spreadsheet about it. That's our solution. But there's more to this business than a whiteboard and a spreadsheet. There's a lot more to it. There's a lot of working parts, a lot of moving parts. And I was more than happy doing this and not being part of the magic community. And then COVID happened. And we all got locked down. And I got stuck in a house with my kids and my wife. And that was horrible. And the only way that I could actually make my way through COVID and still remain sane and married was to embrace magic even more. And I started doing a review show with Ryland. And if you look at the early episodes, they were shit. Some people would say they're still shit now. You're not wrong. But like back in the day, they were really shit. But people liked them. And we were like, let's do another one. Let's do another one. Let's do another one. And people started watching the content and liking the content. Probably because they were stuck at home and they didn't have anything else to do. But by the by. So we started doing more videos. I remember the rant that I did in the early days of the lockdown, where I did my very first rant. My very first rant was about Rishi Sunak. I did an open letter to Rishi Sunak. That was my very first letter. That was my very first rant, and it was followed up the following week with an open letter to Boris Johnson. They were my first two rants, and then it went out of control, really, to be honest. But then, we did more videos, and it got to a point where we were just like producing content all the time. Then the world opened up, and lockdown had finished, and everyone could go out and perform again. And Sarah said to me, "Are you still going to do Magic TV?" And I went, "Yeah, I think I will." And forward now, like 2 or 3 years beyond that, I'm still doing it. I'm still stuck in a room. I could be in there doing things that actually are important, but I'm still stuck in this room every single day. Jack's not even here anymore. He's got to work with his stepdad or something. He's gone. I'm stuck with Michael behind the camera. That's all I do. I sit here all day, every day, talking to myself. And it's weird because Magic TV has had such an influence on people, and I know that because I get the emails, I get the text, I get the phone calls, I get so many forms of contact. People going, "I'm into magic because of you. I love your channel. Please never stop doing Magic TV. I've won competitions because of you. I've done this because of you. I've done that because of you." And it's weird because I sit here looking at a camera held by this man over here, and I don't think of the impact that it has on other people. And then when I sit back and I read one of those emails and I think about how much love this channel has caused and how many people it's caused to hate me as well, which is also a fun part of it. It's kind of, Magic TV has evolved and it's grown. And I was like, I said to Penguin, if I'm going to write a book, I want to write a book that's Magic TV in book form. Now, we started writing this book before Matt became a big part of Magic TV. If I started writing it now, Matt would have a bigger role in this book. And when I say a bigger role, he doesn't really have a role. He would have a role in this book if Matt was here. Unfortunately, he's not here because we started writing it when Matt was an overexcited muggle. Do everyone remember those days? I miss those days. When he was happy-go-lucky Matt. Do you remember those days?
Yeah.
He didn't know how to do magic, and you could fool him with like a French drop and a fart, and he'd be like over the top. People would post videos of him going, "Oh my god!" And people would say in the comments, "Is this guy real? Is he a bit special?" We're like, "No, he just really loves magic." And now look at him, he's jaded. He likes, knows everything. But if that's when this book started getting written. Matt didn't really have a role, but we wanted it to be Magic TV in book form. And I sat down with Eric and I was like, right, what is Magic TV? Well, one of the big parts of Magic TV are live performances. We perform everything here. We do multiple videos about performing this, performing that, performing the other. You also have lots of advice videos about how to do this, how to do that, how to do the other. And then another big part of Magic TV are the tricks. We love teaching tricks here and reviewing tricks and learning more tricks. And also another big part of it was Ryland. So we tried to incorporate all of that into a book. And that's what we have with Absolute Madness. Now, first of all, if you haven't seen it, Penguin managed to put together a very cool trailer. So I'm just going to play the trailer for the book first of all. And then, I say first of all, we've been chatting for like 10 minutes, haven't we? Right, first of all, you know this is going to be a long one, Michael, when I'm like 10 minutes in. Like, let's look at the trailer. We'll watch the trailer, and then I'm going to talk to you about what this book is and why to buy it.
For the last 2.5 years, there's been a question that people have asked me over and over again. They've asked me, hey Craig, when are you going to put a book together? Well, the answer is right now. This book is called Absolute Madness, and it is a collection of some of the most commercial, close-up and stand-up magic that I have ever created. Now, if you're a fan of my work, you'll know that everything that I do has to be practical. It has to work in the real world. I like to keep things simple. Now, simple doesn't necessarily mean easy, but I like to keep things simple. What you're going to find in this book are 20 unique ideas. You're going to find coin magic. You're going to find card magic. You're going to find magic with napkins. You're going to find magic mentalism, drawing duplications. There's an eclectic mix of material that can be done stand-up. It can be done close-up. It can be done strolling. You can perform this material in any situation. I even include material that you can include in your next kids show. But that's not all. What you're also going to get in this book is you're going to get essays. And honestly, I think this is the real gold. Beyond just the tricks, I'm going to talk to you about how to build a business, how to generate more money for your business, how to get more gigs, how to become a better professional magician. I'm going to talk to you about creativity and how to create your own magic. I'm even going to talk to you about controversy, because let's be honest, how can I write a book about me and not address controversy? Now, I understand that there's people out there that are visual learners, and I want everybody to learn from this book. I want everybody to see this material, because honestly, I think this is the best material I've ever created. So, we did something really different. Every single one of the routines takes you through to a live performance of that routine. One step further, you saw the coin, right? Because I've melted it, it's a little bit hotter. Because it's a little bit hotter, I can take that coin and I can roll it in between my fingers, and because it's so hot, I can roll it into a little ball, you see. Now, and if I, oh thank you, but if I just pull, I can actually make it come back to the right size. You see, I spent 3 days in Columbus at the P3 Theatre, and I did shows, and I performed all the material out of this book in those shows. And I got a standing ovation with this material. And you're going to be able to see all of those performances. So not only are you going to get to learn from the photos and the descriptions, but you're going to be able to see all of those performances as well. So you've got the essays, you've got the performances, you've got some of the most killer routines that I've ever put together, and you've even got Ryland's thoughts. That's right, at the end of every trick, I asked Ryland to chip in and give his 2 pence worth. And annoyingly, some of his points are really, really good. Guys, this is the best project that I've ever done. The ultimate book. The thing that absolutely, completely and totally wraps up my material, my style, and who I am. This is the thing that I think defines me. Me as a performer, me as a creator, me as a character. This, in essence, it's kind of my love letter to the magic community. It's my magnus opus. It is who I am within this magic community. I cannot wait for you to read the material, learn the material, and get inside my head. My name's Craig Petty, and on behalf of Penguin Magic, I am proud to bring to you the book that defines me. This is Absolute Madness.
So that's the trailer. I mean, really, that's all you need to know. Buy the book. Links down below. Bye. But there is more to it than that. So, first of all, you've got a link at the front, and the link takes you through to a website, takes you through to the P3 website, and on there is a downloadable show. So, bearing in mind that I said that Magic TV is all about live performances, and when I read a book, I kind of say to myself, I say, self, it would be amazing if I could actually see that performed, and you don't get that a lot of time in books. So what we did is I went to Penguin Magic, I went to P3, and I did a show. I did a show in the theatre. It's a layman's show. I don't think there's any magicians in the audience. It's all muggles, non-magical folk. And I performed every single trick in the book as a set. So I put together a set based on just the tricks in the book. I walked out on stage. I did the tricks in this book. And that's the show that you see. If you go to the P3 Theatre, you'll see that show. Sorry, if you go to the link, you'll see that show. And it's all time-stamped. And the reason that's important is because it means that when you're reading a trick, if you like it, and you're like, I wonder how that'll play, you can go watch that particular trick, see a performance of it, and if you like it, you can actually learn it. And it's a downloadable video, so you don't have to stream it. You can download it, because I know people like to do that. So you can watch the whole show. If you wanted to, you could actually download that, invite some friends around your house and say, do you want to watch a magic show? And you can put it on and everyone can watch this show. Why do you want to do that? I don't know. You're insane. But you could if you wanted to. That's the point. It's a full show from beginning to end. Because that was a big deal for me. That was a really important thing that I wanted to do. I feel like I'm a good performer, and I feel like if people see some of this stuff performed, you'll you know, it'll be a lot easier for you to understand where I'm coming from. So that was the first thing that we did. So we've got this live performance from the P3 Theatre, which is a big part of the book as far as I'm concerned. After that, the first thing that you have the foreword by Angelo Carbone. I remember Penguin saying to me, who would you like to do the foreword? And I was like, well, you know, one of my things is I love creating magic. And more than there's certain creators that I respect in this community so much. And number one on that list is Angelo Carbone. Angelo Carbone, as far as I'm concerned, is a genius. He is the best of all of us. And I can't tell you, I don't get nervous doing much. I was so nervous ringing up Angelo going, do you think I could have a performance in my book, please? And he was delighted to, and it was absolutely incredible. And you can see how long ago that was. That was like near the end of the book, and he wrote that in December 2023. Like, this book has been a long time in the getting, in the coming. Then we've got an introduction. I'm not going to go through that, although I will tell you there's a reason it's a 9-page introduction. Make sure you read it, because there's something special in there for people. Now, we put a lot of essays in this book, and the first essay is something I'm really find important, which is making a trick your own. Taking a trick, and rather than doing it the same way as everyone else, and I've seen it so many times, I've seen magicians, and they will walk up and they will do a 20-minute set, and they will start their first trick by doing an impression of Jay Sankey. Then they'll go into their second trick, doing an impression of Michael Amar. They'll go into their third and fourth trick, doing an impression of Daryl, and they will finish their set by doing an impression of David Williamson. And they'll just perform in the style of the people that the trick is that they've learned from. And for me, a big part is making a trick your own. Now, Michael will tell you this, because he has to edit all of these goddamn videos. A lot of the time on Magic TV, when I'm doing a longer video, an advice video, it gets broken down into sections, like the 10 best things or the 10 things. We did the same. So making a trick your own, it's broken into sections. Again, this is all about, this is all about how to make a trick your own. And I've gone into so much depth over this. Like, I really have. This is a really important part for me. The essays are really important. I think the essays are more important than the actual tricks themselves. Having then said that, there are lots of tricks, which is really good. And the first trick is Penguin love this. It's my version of Cards Across, never been published before. This is great. Now, this will give you a chance to see, look, there's lots of photos. Penguin flew me over just to have photos taken. Somebody said, are they my photos? Yes, nobody else would have tattoos like that. These are my photos. Here's an interesting story. I never wear light colours. Never, ever do I wear light colours. I always wear black with check shirts. So I rock up to Penguin, black t-shirt, and Eric's really annoyed because I'm wearing black. And I'm like, dude, that's what I do. You can't expect me to turn up and not wear black. And he's like, the photos are going to be no good if you're wearing black. I'm like, dude, I don't own anything else other than black stuff. So the weird experience I've ever had was going shopping with Sean Dunn for clothes that I've only ever worn once for this shoot. This top, I've still got it. I never wear it. It was worn once for this shoot. I had to go shopping with Sean Dunn to buy clothes. But I'm not going to go through every single trick. You don't need to know. But what is important is, at the end of every trick, you've got Ryland's 2 pence. Because Ryland is a big part. Some of you might love him. Some of you might hate him. I'm quite fond of the kid. However, he's a huge part of Magic TV, and he's the reason I keep doing this. If Ryland turned around to me one day and said, I'm quitting Magic, this YouTube channel would cease to exist. He's a huge part of Magic TV. And so I said to Eric, I said, I want to do, rather than having a conclusion to each trick, I want to have Ryland's 2 pence. So I performed every trick to him. And then I showed him how every trick worked. And I asked him to think about it and write to Eric what he thought about each trick. And he did. And some of his points are actually quite insightful. Eric told me he made some of the tricks better. We'll leave it at that, shall we? Not all of them, but some of them. He also doesn't hold back. He's more than happy to tell me that my trick is shit, which he does more than once. So that's good. But yeah, the first section is card tricks. It's some of my favourite card tricks of all time. I love it. Final Twist is one of my favourite. It's genuinely an improvement on Twisting the Aces and any version of Twisting the Aces. It's really cool. Yeah, there you go. Ryland's 2 pence. Twisting the Aces was my first proper card trick that my dad taught me. It was. I remember. He was 6 years old up in a mountain. This really does give the routine a big ending. If you wanted, you could do. Anyway, whatever. This, if you want to know my favourite trick in the book, Designed Dupe. This is potentially at some point in the future going to be a standalone trick, and you could make it up just with a deck of double blank cards. It is absolutely incredible. I love performing this trick. Ryland's 2 pence. Don't do this trick, don't like it, but my dad does it a lot. Great, good stuff, kid. Mirage deck. I love the Mirage deck, so there's a bunch of stuff in there with the Mirage deck. It's amazing what Ryland remembers, to be honest. There's this trick here, and he said, this trick is really cool. I remember when my dad first showed it to me after he created it, he made a special deck up with my name on the cards. I did. I forgot about that. Anyway, so there's a whole section on the Mirage deck because it's like one of my favourite plots of all time. And then I think I'm the only person to do an essay on this subject. How to raise a magical kid. Like, how to raise a magical kid. I get so many people asking me, I've got a kid, he's into magic, he's not into magic, how do I get him into magic, or how do I... because Ryland and Thea both love magic. They perform constantly. And how did I go around that? And literally, I set down the blueprints of exactly what you need to do to get your kid to learn how to do magic. Then, coins. So, the coin section, I'm a coin guy through and through. All of this is my #1 set. I do this stuff all the time. Sharp has never, ever, ever been published. If you like pen manipulation and coin manipulation, this is really, really good. It's nothing like the one that I did on the Penguin Holiday Special at all. It's nothing like it, but it's just incredible. Through the Looking Glass is my version of Paul Harris's Twilight with the coins, but it's a walk around handling. All of these tricks are designed to be walk around. You can do it anytime, anywhere. Virtual coin assembly is another trick that's coming out as a standalone packet trick at some point in the future. You can learn it off this. Into the Void is my version of Paul Harris's Portable Hole. Not Paul Harris, David Roth's Portable Hole. I love Portable Hole. I've got about 5 or 6 different versions. This is my stand-up, no lapping, super commercial version of the routine. And, you know, this is probably never been published, and it's one of my favourite tricks. Ah, there you go, Ryland's 2 pence on the Portable Hole. This is my favourite trick. I have a video of me doing this on my YouTube channel from when I was 6. He has, as well. More coin magic. Lots and lots of coin. If you like coin magic, this book is absolutely for you. Then I've got an entire section on split coins. purely because I love split coins. A lot of this is unpublished coin magic with a split coin. There's some mentalism in there as well, some really cool mentalism. This is my favourite essay, Craig's creative process for products. One of the things I get asked about on my YouTube channel a lot is, what is your creative process, specifically when creating products? This is it. I literally go through exactly what you need to do to come up with a best-selling product and market it. That is the blueprint for that. There's a section on ball bearings. I think I'm probably the only person to have a section in the magic book on ball bearings. But ball bearings are a very underrated magical utility device. And there's several routines in there. Then, I was speaking to Nicola Arcane, who is one of my favourite people in the world. And this was Nicola's favourite part of the whole book. In fact, she changed her entire website round after reading this. Marketing 101. I know we joke around, but I'm actually quite good at marketing. I built this entire business on marketing and literally on marketing and hype. And that's what this entire business is all about. And I in this essay, I go through exactly what you need to do to get more gigs, like literally step by step. I probably get this question asked the most: how can I be more successful in business as a magician? So I go through it literally step by step, what you need to do in order to be, and again, just like all the other essays, I've broken it down just like on Magic TV. It literally covers everything. And then there's even a section on sponge balls at the end, including my big family show sponge ball routine, which most kids entertainers do, and it's absolutely amazing. Balled up is one of Eric Tate's favourite tricks. Balled up is brilliant. I'm not even going to tell you what it is. It's an amazing thing with a kicker ending. And Ryland actually makes it much better and has it signed, but there you go. So this is absolute madness. I am so proud of this. I'll tell you right now that this is commercial. Sometimes you read books and it's full of theory. Sometimes you read books and it's full of routines that you kind of read them and you think, well, I love that, but I'd probably never do it, but they're going to be super fun to practice. This is material that's designed to be worked in the real world. If you saw the Penguin Holiday Special and you like the material that I put on there, this is that type of material. If you like the type of magic that I've released as a commercial physical product, it's this type of material. It's the stuff that I've used for the last 30 years to make a living as a professional magician. You could literally just have the material in this book and you could make a living as a magician. You wouldn't need anything else. You'd never even need to buy another trick. You'd never need to do anything. Everything that you need is in this book. I am so proud of it, and I cannot wait for people to start buying it. I can't wait for people to start, more importantly, doing the material in there, because this is material that's designed to be worked. I'm going to leave you with a, well, I'm not going to leave you, I'm going to wrap this up, I'm going to have an outro, but I'm going to leave this whole section now with a performance of one of my favourite tricks out of the book. Now, this is one of the routines that's in the book, and this is shot at the P3 Theatre in Columbus, Ohio. So let's have a look at this performance, and you can see the sort of material that I'll be doing.
So here's the thing, this is not a deck of playing cards. These are blank cards. This is not playing cards, these are blank cards. They have nothing written on them. They do have something written on the other side, and let me explain. On the other side of these cards, and I'll show you them in a minute, on the other side of the cards, I actually have, I think there's 60 cards altogether. I have the 60 most popular things that somebody will draw if you ask them to do a simple drawing. Okay, because, and don't worry, I'm not going to ask you to draw anything, that's not a problem or anything like that. However, the reason I went to this trouble is because I used to do this effect for years, and I would have somebody draw something randomly. And more often than not, somebody would go for a house, or a stick man, or a flower. And I would have people coming up to me after the show, and they'd be going, oh, everybody draws the same thing. So this kind of randomizes it. So as you can see, we've got, I think, about 60 different things. They're all very easy to draw, but I did a lot of research for this. I Googled it. And these are the 60 most popular things that you can draw. So it was Rachel, right? Yeah. Memory. Thank you. So we're going to start off with you just having looking at one of these, okay? So I'm going to look away. And anytime you want to I'll spread through them like this. Anytime you want to stop, just stop. I'll look at you, make sure I'm not looking this way. It is very important that people realize I'm not looking at the drawing that you're thinking of, because if people think I'm looking at the drawing that you're thinking of, that's crap. Okay, so you make sure that I'm looking this way. Okay, so Rachel Lynn, tell me on to.
Stop.
I want you to, there's magicians in the room. I don't want them to think I've made you stop there. Do you want to carry on? Are you okay?
That's good.
Are you sure? There? You want that one?
Sure, yeah.
You can carry on if you want to.
How about one less?
What? That one there? Is that what you mean? One more? That one?
The other one.
Okay. This one here. Is that the one you want?
Yes.
Here you go. Have you ever helped a magician before? Because frankly, you're not helping one right now. That one right there. Can everybody see it?
Yes.
You made this way more difficult than it needed to be. But thank you for that. No, I heard you go, take that one, take that one. Shut up. Right. You're thinking of a drawing. The last one, I don't even know what that was, but at some point you were thinking of a drawing. And it literally could have been any one of these. Would you agree? I have no idea which one. So we're going to get back to you in a minute. We're going to start with you. On this card here on the top, I'm going to do a drawing. I'm going to draw something. Now, I'm not the greatest artist in the world. I have to be honest, this is going to be less Picasso, more preschool. But I think you'll get a rough idea of what this is. Could you recap? Oh, you got it this time. Now, sir, that is indeed your real name. Can you make sure that I don't move that drawing from the top of the pack? I'm not going to manipulate it. I'm going to leave it right there. Same thing. I'm going to go through. If there's a drawing that you gravitate towards, something like Connor was your dog. You know, if there's something that you relate to, just say stop anytime you want to.
Oh, hammer.
What?
Hammer.
I mean, do you want to go? What the hell, hammer?
Because I'm metalsmith.
You're a what?
I metalsmith. Hammers.
You're a metalsmith.
Yeah.
You're a metalsmith.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
And you want a hammer?
I want a hammer.
You want a hammer?
I want a hammer.
You don't even want to look at any of the others.
No.
You want a hammer? I've been doing this trick for 10 years. I've never had anyone stop straight away. You're either bored or you really like hammers. Right. That's,
I really like hammers.
really, did I move that card from the top of the deck? I didn't, which means this is kind of a surprise, right? And it's another coincidence. You like hammers, I like getting hammered. So it's same sort of thing, really. But you're thinking of one of, like, I don't know, you thought of one, then changed your mind and went for another one, then you went for another one, and eventually Chuckles here got you to pick one that you know that you...
The very first one.
What? What? Okay, I don't remember. Right, can you, right, I want you to imagine that you're sitting in the cinema. We're going to try and do you, no, we're going to do you. What I mean is I'm going to, shut up. I'm going to figure you out a different way. Right, imagine you're sitting in the cinema. Cinema screen in front of you. On the cinema screen is the thing that you're thinking of. One word. Right there. Okay. In your imagination, it's in neon. It's flashing neon. What color is the neon? Pink. Okay, you agree. You did a point when she went pink. Pink, there you go. Think of the first letter. Imagine the first letter shining brighter than all the other letters. It's a U. It is a U. Think of a letter in the middle of the word. That's interesting. You went back and forth, didn't you, between a couple of letters? You went back and forth between like an R and an E. You went on a... You ended up on the E. Think of the last letter. It's an A, isn't it? You could have thought of anything. You changed your mind like 15 times thanks to him. But you ended up on one and one only. Was it umbrella?
So there you go. There's not really anything else to say. That is absolute madness. I say there's nothing else to say. I'll probably come up with another 5 videos about this at some point in the next week. But currently, I've got nothing else to say. This is a great book. I'm biased, but I absolutely love this. If you like strong commercial close-up magic, this is the book for you. As this is a review show special, I'm going to give this 1,000,000% plus 5 billion tulins. I think that's a lot, right? 5 billion tulins, is that?
I guess so.
I guess so.
Yeah.
5 billion tulins and a 5 million %. It's probably, oh, plus Infinity, plus Cluely points. What else do we plus? Plus Minecraft, plus all of the shit that Ryland talks about, all of that crap. Whack it all on there. This is it. Will I write another book? I don't know. It depends if Eric dies in a car crash at some point soon, because I can't do it on my own. But if Eric's up for writing another book, I will absolutely do a follow-up. But for now, this is it. This is my legacy. This is the thing that I leave to the magic community. This is what people will decide on from years to come. Whether I'm a good magician or not. This is the thing that in 50 years' time at the Blackpool Magician, when I'm dead, at the Blackpool Magic Convention in 50 years' time, this is going to be the thing that's in the dusty second-hand bin, and they're looking through and they go, what's this shit? Absolute madness. Craig Petty, never heard of him. Nah, it's not worth 50p. That's probably what this is going to be. But for now, this is the best material that I've ever created. And anybody who's picked it up, from the bottom of my heart, thank you very much. I'll be back again tomorrow with a special 5x5, so make sure you look out for that. If you haven't gone and seen the Q&A at 12 o'clock today, please do so. Yeah, I'll see you again soon. Thank you so much for watching. My name's Craig. Buy Absolute Madness. The link's down below. You can get it from Penguin. And this is Magic TV.